a little bit our business. And so we are out of the data center industry. We are a data center here in Iceland. And on this geothermal conference, I want to talk about how this is transforming the digital economy. So I will dive into a little bit in our world where we are at, so to show you where we are coming from, and then I will show you later on where the two of us, so the geothermal industry and us, are coming together. So I think that still combines us already. We all know global data is increasing. So we are looking until 2020. We will see about 45 zettabytes of data we have to store on this earth, and this is really a lot. And we can see on this graph that this data starts to grow in the last 4 or 5 years. So, and we have to ask us the question, why? What's going on? Why is this data coming to us? So the main reason is it's actually all of us. She just said it, like go on Twitter, go on Facebook, post us on Instagram, do whatever. So content in the years before came from companies, came from the media, whatever. But in these days, we are all the content producers. It's us. And that's why the amount of data is going up so tremendously in the past years. And we all have to take a look on this, and us out of the data center industry, of course, we take a close look to that. So we are the producers here. That's what makes it happen, growing so fast. And, oops, where's my slide? Yeah, so that's what it says here again. So 70% of the data, what is out there, is produced by us. But we are not taking care of it. The companies are taking care of it, where we are posting it, storing it, whatever. So we produce, they have the problem. So this means, but there is even a bigger thing coming up. So we are producing this data today, and there's the next wave is already there. It's called IoT, the Internet of Things. What does it mean? So in a practical way, say, we will all carry around on this planet 3.3 pieces of devices. I think you all already have 2 with them today already. So, but this will be across the whole planet. So what does it mean? So we are not only producing content, all our nice gadgets in the future we will have, which are coming into the market right now, and I am sure some of you have them already too, will produce data about us, for us, from us. So your watch, your smartwatch will tell you, okay, you have to go running now because he did analyze and see and tell at the back end you didn't run for this week. And then your refrigerator back home will order some more chocolate pudding because it's empty, because it knows it's empty, so it orders it from the store. It's pretty easy. But because of that, 2 days later you get a bill from your health insurance telling you get a higher tariff because you are a bigger risk now. You didn't run and you eat chocolate pudding. So this is what's going on in the data world, just to give you a picture. Who is producing this data? It's us using all these gadgets and things. But it's not only us. It's of course it's the private people and it's the industry. It's the companies. They are going through a digital transformation. We all know that it's called the fourth industrial revolution. What's going on out there? So a data wave is coming all the way behind us, and companies are digitalizing their processes, their manufacturing, so the machines will order their spare parts themselves. There is the HPC cluster, which are out there, big computers which are calculating tremendous things which have been done before on the street, for example, like the wind tunnel. The automotive industry, the wind tunnel was done in a tunnel with wind before. Now it's computer simulation. And those are really big computers doing this HPC compute to find out, how this car should be designed, or a crash test is not done on the street anymore. It's in a computer, and all this data needs to get stored and computed and analyzed. And this brings us to the point, okay, where's that happening? Everybody tells us out there now, it's in the cloud. The cloud will do all those great stuff for us. So, but what in the variant is the cloud? The cloud is a data center. This, let's say in the past, really ugly little thing somewhere in the cellar nobody wanted to look at. That's the data center. So they are getting the heart of our industry, of our civilization somehow, because we rely on them. We rely on the data, and this data is getting more and more important, and getting more and more value, because the companies, are taking the value out of it, using it, bringing us offerings and whatever. So we are here in the data center with all this data, and what's this data doing? Of course, it's consuming power. It needs power. Data needs power. So as the data goes up, the power consumption goes up. So already today, 3% of the global energy usage is power out of the data for the data centers. And with the IoT, the funny Internet of Things I just explained, we'll need 750% more power storage capacity in the next coming years. So this is tremendous. So all those IT people who will watch this have to watch the business and have to transform their IT parts of the company, really have to be really waked up right now and watch the scene and have to think of what they are doing. So, and one part is, okay, where's this data going? And in a lot of countries, as we already know, and you see it in the press, if you are from the US or from the UK, you will know that already. It's in the press right now. The power grids in those countries are really struggling right now because they are old, they are at, almost at their capacity. For the UK, we know they have like 4% left. That's not the tsunami coming up behind us and having 4% left. If I would be a CIO or an IT decision maker, I would have to think about, oh my God, how can I secure this really important data I have here? What do I do? Where do I put it? So with this industrial revolution going on, we have there right now, there has to be a revolution in IT decision makers' heads. We know IT people are, I don't want to hurt anybody, they are known like rack hackers. They really want their data right next to them, kissing it every morning, look at how it looks, taking care of it. So it's just more secure having it close to you. But this is like a kind of, let me tell you, like old school. Those people have to try to think in the bigger picture. Where do I put my data where it is secure? I don't lose it. I'm not going to face outages. So, and my business will keep on running. From the US study, we know 1 hour of outage costs them $200,000. This is a lot of money. So that's what we're talking to the industry. Take care where you put your data. Open up your mind. Have a global view. Put your data there where it makes most sense for all of us. So, and that's exactly where we come to the point where we are here in Iceland. What makes sense? And when we go to geothermal energy, geothermal power, so this is your business now. And that's where you come into the scene, where we get together. Because here in Iceland, we have this geothermal power, and that's why we have our data center here. And the nice thing about geothermal power is, and you know that, it's always there, it's abundant, it's always on, so no worry about it. And here in Iceland, it's all over the place in a great stable grid. Ask the United States about stable grids. You won't get that really secure answer there. So here in Iceland, we have the stable grid, and the power resource I have, it's only used for 10% for now. As I said, in the UK, they are up at 96, 4 left, and here we have 90% left. So this, from a power and data center perspective, this is data center heaven here concerning taking a look on the power. And because there is so many power, of course, Iceland has a great power pricing here. So we as a customer here from an Icelandic power company, we have good pricing with a stable view for the next 10, 15 years. So to calculate our cost, this is a big point. And if we compare this power cost on 1 megawatt IT load, for the next for 10 years, you can see we have like a quarter of the total cost to another country, let's say like Germany, where I'm from, or London, where power costs much more because of different reasons. In Germany, we have this transformation going on. We want to be green, but green, we have solar and wind, and you all know what's about solar and wind. It got peaks, and my data in our data center doesn't like any peaks. And if you have the peaks, you have to fill them up with fossil and nuclear. That costs us in Germany, for example, a lot of money. So here in Iceland, there's not this problem. There is this geothermal power always there. And another thing we have here in Iceland, we really like about Iceland, is your temperature here. It's great, it's fantastic. It's another data center heaven. It starts at -3, so it's not too cold. Data doesn't like it to be too cold. It's going up to 15 degree maybe in summer, maybe a little higher. And the only thing we do in our data center, using that, is open the door and cool. Because you have to know that 30% of the total cost of power cost of a data center comes out of cooling. But here in Iceland, we don't even need to use power for that cooling. We open the door to make it, a simple picture and cool. So that's fantastic. So another saving. And what else it is, you all know it, it has no carbon footprint. So the COP21 assigned New York last week, everybody, yeah, we have to save this planet. But somebody has to do it. The countries, they tell them they can, watch themselves by doing it. Great. So we need people to take the responsibility, and I'm really talking into IT people. Okay, if you are in the position and have the power, take it and do something to help us to reach this goal. So, and by going to Iceland, bringing their compute to Iceland, high-performance computing, which needs a lot of power resource, makes it easy for them to reduce their carbon footprint, so they save money and have a good story for the planet, and maybe for their press. Of course, we all like to tell good stories. And the other advantage of Iceland is in the middle of the two big continents where most of data is produced. It's the United States and it's Europe. And we have fiber there going in both directions. So that was another reason for us to come here, because of the power, because of the connectivity and the cooling, and doing something for our carbon footprint or for our customers, for example. So, and that's the reason why our data center is here located in Iceland. So we are Verne Global, and we have our data center where up to the airport you will probably pass it. And so next to all these points that we offer our customers, come to Iceland, save money, save carbon footprint, have free cooling. Our engineers, which are really good and smart guys, even did another thing, say, okay, let's think about it. We offer two spaces to our customers. One is, okay, we have Power Advanced, which is a really high-tech, state-of-the-art Tier 3 data center. So if you have really data you never wanted to face an outage with, no minute, because it's so important for you, because it costs you money the first minute the power goes down. Put it here. But if you have some data, which is maybe, let's say, not so mission critical, so if maybe there would be in 1 or 2 hour, whatever reason, when we did here, the Icelandic grid is stable, but whatever, it happens, it won't hurt you. So we have another place for you, it's called Power Direct. So put your data there, and our customers who put some data there can save up to 80% again of their power bill. So with all this data coming and all this data cost coming up, we are pretty delivering a great solution for customers to bring their data to Iceland, and even offer solutions where they can even save money again. So, and of course, a couple of customers that do that already. So I will come to some client examples. So we have BMW in our data center with their E-Series. I think most of you will know the E-Series. So BMW had the idea to have this E-Series from the sign on the computer, what they might mainly do, until bringing it to the street, have it green. So they did bring their HPC compute to Iceland, and so the whole car's green. And that's what they did bring to the press. We are the good guys, green car. And they had up to 82% savings on their HPC compute. This is tons of carbon and million liters of fuel. So good story for them. Another client we have is RVX. This is an Icelandic client. So they're doing film rendering and special effects. This is the two guns. They did Harry Potter, and they do Everest. Or probably you watch this when you go back home on your flight. And they were one of the first customers who took the advantage of our, okay, if there's a movie, has a deadline, and it's mission critical, you go to Tier 3 part we have, you make sure nothing happens, and they did. But I have other parts which are not so mission critical, and I put it there. So this is an example for a customer who optimizes their data on the campus, not only geographically, also on the campus. So And here I am coming to the end of my presentation, and I hope I could give you an overview how the digital economy goes together with all what you are doing here on this conference. Thank you very much.